Logan, quick, what is the first thing you think of when you think of scary? Any game not published by Nintendo, right. Well, what if I told you there is one game out there developed and published by Nintendo that scares the piss out of me? Sure, I could be talking about any game they've published, really. Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS, Wii Play Motion. But there's one game out there that stands out from those games. A game that has something that they don't. That's right, I'm talking about Jesus Christ out of all things to talk about.
Now how many times can you say your console has had a damn robot made for it? Go ahead, try. This is a truly brand new, upgraded 2D Mario game in every way. I couldn't wait to get home and get my grubby little hands on this thing and choke on the cartridge. Sega was scaring Nintendo, and most of that was due to Sega's only good conception. Blasphemy. Among Us. What just came out of my mouth? Ah yes, the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy's final game here in the States was 3D Tetris, because this just wasn't enough. Now first problem, I don't own a Virtual Boy. Second problem, do you think I care about any of those problems? It actually had some decent games, which is something that the Wii could never say. New Super Luigi U, not New Super Luigi Brothers U, there's no brothers to be found. Oh no. I'm pretty sure it's obvious, but I was born into a Nintendo family. I inherited my mom's NES even though I used the white brick more. New Super Mario Brothers is the first mainline Mario game after Super Mario Land 2's 6 Golden Coins. It spawned a cancerous growth that will not go away. I'll get to that one. I really like fighting off the ghosts. You have to flick the control stick in the opposite direction of the ghost to keep sucking them. With a vacuum! How goes it? I'm Logan. Have you ever repelled someone from you by just talking about what you love? I know I have, and it's about to happen again. Picture this. You made a successful video game. Good for you. You successfully made it through development. You got past a ton of bugs and glitches, figured out a decent sales pitch, making sure things are all up to standards, and getting reviews from 80 or above on Metacritic so people won't think, what is this? I remember waking up for Christmas one morning and running downstairs just to get my grubby hands all over my shiny new 2DS that came bundled with New Super Mario Bros. 2. That was an amazing day. I'd say that day really solidified my virginity. But unfortunately, New Super Mario Bros. 2 suffers from not having much of an identity to call its own. The first two games, I can understand. New Super Mario Bros. Brought the series back from the dead, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii brought it back to home consoles. New Super Mario Bros. 2 does the same thing the third time in a row. Ask any homeless man on the street if they want to play Super Mario Bros. 9 times out of 10, you'll be having some fun with someone you should be throwing bricks at. There are item plates, not boxes, and if you run into them, you got something to harass someone else with. The bottom screen looks like it's been absolutely abused. Yeah, someone lost their stylus and used car keys instead. So you have a successful game, so naturally you want to mess up. You can choose from either survival mode, where there's enemies that come out at night, and creative mode. I built Luigi's mansion. He hasn't sold a single painting in 30 years and refuses to let his art die. Quite literally. Man, this was such a great console. It had... I'm not sure what to consider this. Thanks to Mode 7, a graphical capability of the SNES, it allowed for a much better 3D experience. It allowed images to be distorted in a way to give it that 3D feel. Sure, they tried this kind of thing on the NES. I said tried. On October 18th, 1985, here in the US, Nintendo released a brick. Sega needed a new mascot that could be on par with Mario. Alex Kidd wasn't going to cut it. Several designs were submitted to Sega. There was a dog, rabbit, Theodore Roosevelt, Mario and Luigi Dream Team. It's not. I don't consider this Luigi. Mario's here. So just because it features Mario, and it left a bad taste in my mouth, I refuse to count this one. Moving on. But wait, I'm not finished yet. So you know how Shortaz apparently released all these ghosts accidentally, but before they were in his lab, perfectly untouched. And then the next day, this mansion appears, the ghosts escape their portraits, and Luigi wins the mansion in a contest he wasn't even a part of. There's no way this was all an accident, or a coincidence. He says he has no idea how they escaped, but he has a whole machine that can put them into portraits, as well as for humans. This statement is complete BS. Now in terms of how much I pissed myself, I did. Happy Halloween. No, I don't hold the same kind of attachment to this thing as I do with the white brick. I still have yet to play Super Mario Galaxy 2. I will eventually sit down and finish these games at some point, but I need to move on to more important things like talking about New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I'm not sure why this game gets the hate that it does. Most of the people that hate it don't even know how it works or what it really is. Some see this as a Breath of the Wild clone, and I do somewhat agree. It obviously takes inspiration with some gameplay mechanics and the art style, but why are you taking my word for it? It's not like I know what it's like to be a clone. Even though the 3DS found pretty solid footing at this point, and the Wii U was just kinda there, this was still a pretty dark time for Nintendo. The 3DS didn't meet sales expectations and the Wii U was just kinda there. Super Mario Bros. 2 is Super Mario Bros. 2. How did this series not end here? Super Mario Bros. 2 was released in Japan as a sequel to Super Mario Bros. It was deemed too difficult for Americans and got the title of The Lost Levels in a collection of previous games over here. I don't get you. The US got a reskin of Doki Doki Panic to have a Mario taste, and that was titled Super Mario Bros. 2 here. Why? Because Americans are bitches. He decided to venture into some other businesses that failed. Sex hotels, toys, and taxis. He saw some success in these, but decided to go back to what made Nintendo, Nintendo. Entertainment. Every time I approach a corner, I'll get ready to drift, and then cry myself to sleep at night. I haven't slept the same since. That was the year of Luigi. They only lost over $400 million. Uh-oh. Now there is a huge community that makes mods for this game. Maybe I can give some of those a go. Oh god, that bear! In my opinion, after the SNES, that's when you start to leave the classic territory of Mario games. Some people do consider Super Mario 64 to fall under the classic territory, but like... look at this. Super Mario Kart released on September 1st, 1992 here in the States, and the game has everything a Mario Kart racer would need. Mario Kart. They made an arcade game titled Radar Scope. Yeah, it didn't do too well. They had thousands of cabinets left over. Well, one more time can't hurt, right? Oh, hell yes! Excite Bike. Easily one of the best games on this system, and one of the most iconic. One glance at this thing and you'll think to yourself, Excite Bike. It was originally a DLC add-on for New Super Mario Bros. U that you could buy for $20. And you could buy it physically for... ew. With the internet being as widespread as it is today, it's become a lot easier to convince someone to play Mario Kart Tour. Convince. Luigi's Mansion began development along with the GameCube and was originally supposed to be a tech demo. Nintendo really wanted people to see just how much of a graphical powerhouse this thing was compared to the Nintendo 64. Enough of a graphical powerhouse to have stereoscopic 3D scrapped from the system entirely. You mean to tell me there was a whole Kickstarter for this thing? The way the applications are presented here makes it feel just like the Wii. It even had an online shop. Just like the Wii. This thing is easily one of the most important game consoles of all time. Not my favorite, but easily one of the most important. While I don't think this thing has aged well, it aged better than the Nintendo 64. Easily one of the most important 2D Mario games of all time. Many pick sides between Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. Now in terms of which side I'm on. Banana peel, mushroom, green and red shell, feather, boo, lightning, and stars. Now that's all fine and good, but the AI has special items that only they can use and whenever they damn well please. It's 2013. What does Nintendo do this year? Reenact the Great Depression. Why? I think it is pretty obvious why very few succeed. And again. And again. And again, 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 and again. 2007 was the time to be alive. I should know. I was. And where does the replayability come from? Well, things this game hides in it, of course. Secret items in these boxes, pipes that take you to underground stages, or maybe the World 1 warp zone that I flip shit over seeing for the first time. His need for food leaves me with more questions than answers, so to save myself, I'm gonna suck him. So would you rather play this, or literally any other Dr. Mario game? But Luigi. Nintendo originally made playing cards, as do most fetuses. The game feels pretty okay to control. You steer left and right with the D-pad, and you press B to accelerate. I don't like this. You press A to use items. Okay, that just feels kind of gross. I haven't played Super Mario Odyssey. I've been avoiding spoilers for the past 6 years, and I would like to keep it that way before I play it. I probably pissed off a good 26 million people by just saying that. Clue Land I never understood. What kid looked at the shelf and said, "Mom, that. What the hell is a balloon fish?" You swim around trying to uncover all of these gold ingots, I guess. I don't know what anything here is supposed to represent. If you release a new game in the same series every year, good for you. I don't want to be alone in the same room as you, but I'm not gonna say horrendous things to you just because you do. Without the internet, you wouldn't know Happy Wheels exists. This is the first game that I remember going viral. I've never played this game much. I just watch middle-aged men with dyed hair scream at the sight of a drop of blood and most likely a noise complaint. So, the Nintendo DSi. This can't be Mario, he's in 2D, not 3D. Super Mario 64. Easily one of the most important games of all time, but I don't feel any nostalgia for it. Mostly because I grew up with this, and without easy access to this. So this was completely new to me. So the Wii's Virtual Console wasn't really an option, and even when it was... Marble Zone. I could go on for hours about how this zone is equivalent to hell, but I'll spare you some time and sum it up into 3 words. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Dr. Luigi. Why? This is literally just Dr. Mario with a little bit of a Luigi taste? No, this doesn't exist, much like my will to talk about games today. If you activate all of them, you get a fun little rendition of the Super Mario Bros. Theme, which she happily plays along to. And you suck her up. How goes it? I'm Logan. Don't mind me. I'm just playing on my shiny new Nintendo Entertainment System. It's all I'll ever need. Is it too late to take that back? I haven't played Super Mario 3D Land yet. Yeah, I've heard it's good. 2013. That's a weird way to spell bankruptcy. I could never get past the zone when I was younger. Yeah, not even 5-year-old Logan could do it. That's given me even more of a reason. Sports simulation games like WWE, Madden NFL, FIFA, NBA, eBay. Every sports simulation game is the same damn thing every year. Take a look at Madden 18. Oh my god, Madden 18 is the best Madden! You've been looking at footage of Madden 16 that entire sentence. So we never saw Luigi's Mansion in 3D. Until the 3DS came around. How goes it? I'm Logan, and I like bankruptcy so much I might just find an excuse to file for it. He was wandering the mansion looking for his deceased master's will in hopes to inherit some of his fortune. What need do ghosts have for money?